Dinner is going normally, and then your child looks at you and says, "Today, Ava told me she doesn't want to play with me anymore." Right at that moment, your phone lights up. You glance down and then say, "Oh, just give me a second." And your child goes quiet. Most parents would not see that as a big moment. It just feels like a text message, a few seconds, a quick interruption. But for a small child, that is not just a delay. That is an emotional moment. Because your child is not simply giving you information. Your child is bringing you a feeling, a real one. And in that moment, their nervous system is watching for one thing. When I'm hurt, does my parent turn toward me? That is why moments like this matter more than they seem. Children build emotional safety through repeated experiences of being responded to. When they bring sadness, disappointment, or hurt to a parent, their brain is learning whether those feelings have a place in the relationship. And when those moments are regularly met with distraction, most children do not protest in dramatic ways. They adapt quietly, they share less, they hold more inside, they become a little more careful about bringing their feelings to you. That is why the sentence, "Just give me a second," can create more distance than parents realize. The problem is not the phone itself. The problem is the message the child receives in that exact moment. My hurt is waiting behind something else. There is a better way to handle this. And it is simple. When your child says, "Toda, Ava told me she doesn't want to play with me anymore." Put your phone face down. Turn your body toward your child. Look into their eyes and say, "I'm listening. That must have really hurt. Tell me what happened from the beginning." That is the sentence, and it works for a reason. First, "I'm listening." That tells your child you have fully come back. Children are incredibly sensitive to attention. The moment you keep looking at a screen, they feel the split. But when you say, "I'm listening," you remove the uncertainty. Your child no longer has to wonder whether they truly have you. Second, "That must have really hurt." This is the part many parents skip. A lot of parents move too quickly into questions, or solutions, or reassurance. But when a child is hurting, the first need is not advice. The first need is to feel understood. That sentence does not overreact. It does not lecture. It does not dismiss. It simply names the emotional truth of the moment. And that matters, because when a child feels seen, their bodies soften, their guard lowers, they become more able to keep talking. Only after that, can guidance actually land? Then the last part, "Tell me what happened from the beginning." This keeps the door open. It tells your child, "I'm not brushing past this. I'm not listening halfway. I'm staying here with you." And notice how different that feels. From immediately asking sharp questions or jumping into problem solving. This approach invites. It does not pressure. It gives the child space to keep unfolding the story instead of shutting it down. That is the deeper lesson here. You do not have to become a perfect parent overnight. You do not need a long script. You do not need to say something profound. You just need to change one familiar reflex. Instead of saying, "Just give me a second," say, "I'm listening. That must have really hurt. Tell me what happened from the beginning." That is a small shift in language, but it creates a very different emotional experience. One response makes a child hesitate. The other helps a child feel safe enough to stay open. And over time, that difference becomes enormous. Because what determines whether a child keeps coming to you, it's not built into the big speeches. It is built in ordinary moments like this one. In the moment when your child brings you something tender, and you decide whether to turn away for a second or turn fully toward them. As someone who works in parenting content and as a parent of a young child myself, I honestly believe this is where so much connection is either protected or slowly lost. Not through one huge mistake, but through small missed moments that seem harmless at the time, and the opposite is true too. Connection is often repaired in very small ways when the response comes at the right moment. So the next time your child says, "Today, Ava told me she doesn't want to play with me anymore," try not to say, "Just give me a second." Put the screen down, turn toward your child, and say, "I'm listening. That must have really hurt. Tell me what happened from the beginning. Your child may forget many things about that day, but they will remember what it felt like to turn toward you when they were hurting. And that feeling will shape whether they come back to you again next time. If this helped you, please like this video and subscribe to the channel, because sometimes the smallest change in one moment can change the whole direction of a relationship.